Hello there, what are you expecting today? Because whatever you expect, that's exactly what you're going to receive. Today, I would like to teach you how to fish. I want to teach you how to be a fisherman, how to fish for people, how to fish for what it is you want. Now, this is referring to self concept and the concept of others, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond that. This goes more in line with the story where Jesus told Peter where to go. And he said, go to the lake, and the first fish you catch, open its mouth, and there's going to be a coin. You're going to take that coin and pay the taxes. You see, we have needs in our lives, earthly needs. You have a need for a partner, you have a need for money, you have a need for a car, for a house, for money, for vacation, you have needs. So what you need is to have an idea, a direction of where to go and what to do. And understand that where you go, you're going to find people. And people have money in their mouth. Now you might say, well, what does it mean people have money in their mouth? You see, you must put in their mouth the words that you want to hear, meaning you want to bank on what they're telling you. You want to take that to the bank. Now, when we allow people free will to tell them whatever they want to tell us, then we are not in control of them. Put it this way, we're not in control of our life, not them. We're not in control of our life. But when I'm in control of my life, I cannot put words physically into someone's mouth. I cannot say, honey, say tomato, right? I only teach that to a baby. But I was given the control over all earth, over everything that God has created. Now I know that the person next to me, my partner, whatever, whoever they are, they were created by God. In a sense, you have control over everything else outside of you because the one that is inside of you is stronger than anything and anyone outside. So when you become the head and not the tail, you understand that you have this ability, power, but also you understand that the law of freedom, or the law that sets you free, you are free from fear, doubt, and worry, in the sense that you have the power to put into your fish's mouth and to whoever you want the coin of heaven, or what it is that you need to feed yourself with that day. So to become a fisherman of people is to understand that we all have a business, right? You might be working for someone, or you might be working for yourself. Peter was a fisherman by trade, so he was fishing for fish. Your business that you are in right now, you can use that as the means or the way or the pathway or how to you are going to receive your abundance, your wealth. So all you need is an idea. Go here, do this, and in the mouth of that company, that client, you're going to have what? The coin. You have the ability to see what's in someone's mouth, which means you have the ability and the power to put in that person's mouth, that client, that partner, that SP, whatever it is, you have the ability to put in their mouth exactly what feeds you, what satisfies you, what brings you relief, right? The relief from paying taxes. So to become a good fisherman of people is to understand that you have the power to write down, to write the script of the interaction. Neville Goddard says you've got to see an end scene. You hear the person telling you what they're seeing in you, but you can also put in the person's mouth what it is you want to hear. One of the things that I teach my clients, and this was taught to me by my financial mentor, was to have a conversation where you hear your client telling you, what would it take for me to hire you as my coach and mentor? What would it take for me to hire you as my coach and mentor? And I would say, you can't afford me. I'm invaluable. If I told you the value, I would just, and then you hear them say, oh, try me, right? Wouldn't it be nice people to bet on you, to pay you? Think of it. That's a nice game to play. It's a nice game of life or game of speech to play, don't you think? To be put in the position where people have to bet how much money to pay you. They're allowing you to tell the number. Now, is this possible? Why not? Anything, any thought is possible. So this will help us create the quantum leap. This will help us to realize that time and space is just an illusion, that when we supersede this chatter in the mind, this troubled, chaotic mind, and we go beyond that and we say, well, I'm hungry and I need to eat today, there's no time and space, right? You don't want to wait 5 years to pay your car. You don't want to wait 30 years to pay for your house. Forget the small print. You just go by what it is you want. And so to become a good fisherman of people is to fish for that which you want from them. Now, you can take this in the context of a relationship or an SP. For example, if your concepts of them have been, they're this, they're that, they're this, they're that, which are negative, you're obviously feeding yourself those things. But understand this, paradise and heaven, there's no crying and no suffering. So you should not be a victim in your own paradise, right? The reason you are crying right now is because you are coming from a lower awareness, looking at what is, instead of looking from that which you want it to be and speak in alignment with that. So if you're going face to face with a client and you're speaking face to face with the awareness and consciousness that I have to try to get money out of them and hopefully I can sell, you're coming from this awareness, hope, wishful thinking. But when you come from the other awareness that the sale has already been made, then you must see it. How did it go about? And that's why you create that script, or you put into their mouth the coin, what brings you life, what brings you relief. And so in the same way with the SP, you can put words in their mouth, but you can also pull out of them. You're fishing out of them for those words, but you're also fishing out of them the best behavior. So-and-so is this way. So-and-so said that. So-and-so. But remember, it's not enough to say it. It's not enough to babble. You must see the picture, which means you must see and hear. I believe this is what Neville Goddard's teachings are all about. You must see and hear within. See and hear within. This is what we have not been taught to do. We have not been taught to use the left side of our frontal cortex, the imagination, because we were told we're not creative, we shouldn't be creative, creators don't ever earn money, and so on and so forth. And so we were told to let go of imagination, not understanding that from imagination everything comes out. Yes, even circumstances, interactions between people, the exchanges of energy between people. Suzy Baptiste said the currency of today is not money, it's energy. And it is so true. Because if you know how to fish for people, if you know how to become a good fisherman, then you are going to win at everything in life. And it's not about winning and someone losing. It's about understanding that the universe is God himself. And God is there to provide and to give to you. In the same way, you provide and give to others. And so nobody wins and nobody loses. But when you win, the other person wins. And when you lose, they're losing too, because the sale is not done. The exchange of energy hasn't been done. And like I like to say, everything happens in the spiritual first. You meet with people in the spirit first, and then you meet up in the physical. As within, so without. As above, so below. So first you have these inner conversations in the spirit or the fourth dimension, where you hear thoughts, where there's an exchange of thoughts, and you hear and see within, and then you hear and see outside. So if we could just keep up with these laws at all times and become good fishermen, then we would go prepared in every battle, or every time we want to fish, or every time we want to harvest. And you want to make sure that you harvest at all times, or you are a good fisherman, right? You know how to catch fish, but you want to have a big net to catch. So when I say you want to have a big net, you have to let go of those limiting beliefs that are contained within you. There's only this container that it can hold so much. So what I'm saying is you've got to let go of those old images, assumptions, and images, because they're stored somewhere in your memory, in the hippocampus, in the back of your mind, and you've got to learn to dissolve them. To dissolve those is to build new pictures, is to create something new. Forget the old, create the new. This is how you eradicate and you dissolve the old. It's not according to time and space. It's according to determination, discipline, and commitment. Joe Vitale said you can take 3 days for something to manifest. If you're that committed, if you're that disciplined, it could come that quickly. Regan Hillier, she manifested millions in an instant. And so time and space doesn't exist. It matters your hunger. How hungry are you? If you're hungry, you are going to create that act right now. And you are going to stay persistent until this shows up. Because you know as within, so without, that's the law. So it's a matter of persistence. Persistent to perfect your skill as of being a good fisherman. And you don't want to change the script. I think that if we think about the dream speech that we would like to hear from every client, if you can craft that script, a lot of people say, well, I don't know how to sell, I don't have a script. Here's the script. You put into their mouth the coin of heaven, what it is you want that will satisfy you. You want people and clients to pay you in full, and that's the script. You write the script. You're the director, you're the actor, you're the player, you're everything. The editor-in-chief and everything. And so you write the script, but you've got to trust this process. What does that mean? You have to allow to fully express yourself from the heart. If there's any congestion and anxiety, it's because you don't believe it. But you've got to allow yourself, you've got to get to the point where you say, you know, enough is enough. I'm tired of playing this game of charming people and then dealing with their anxieties for the rest of my life. I'm not going to charm people. I am not going to assume the worst of them. I am not going to try to pamper them. I'm not going to try to praise them. I'm going to praise myself. I'm going to give to myself and love myself. And so when you come to the realization that I must become a good farmer, I must plant the right seed, I must become a good fisherman, I must find the coin, I must hear the idea, I must hear the script. What's the best script that will satisfy my desire? It will always come from within. It'll always come from within. Because see, everything you've ever heard throughout your lifetime, it's already been stored here. Which means you don't have to go out there and wait for something or someone. Well, let me put it this way. I'm looking at a home, $5.2 million. But I have also seen a home, $115 million. So the law of relativity comes and helps me and says, okay, you've seen these two homes. Yes. Why do you think that 5.2 is too much? Relative to what? Well, relative to 500,000, that's, you know, a lot. And then my conscious awareness, which stored in the mind that picture of a house of 115 million, comes and says, wait a minute, don't you think I'm bigger? And then I go, yeah, you're right. 5.2 doesn't seem that big anymore. Why? You see, I've stored these pictures within me. They're coming to serve me now. I have to have the right perspective when I look at these ideas now and these decisions when it comes to me deciding on what house I want. Like I said many times before, it's not a matter of it's not a matter of amount. You see, your brain does three things. It measures, it compares, and it measures time, it compares, and it judges. That's what your mind does. All right, three things. That's the logical mind. That's its purpose. That's the ego. And what you need to do, you need to override the judgment, the time, the distance, the size. You have to let go of that. Because when it comes to the heart, it's all a matter of purpose. What's the purpose of the coin? To give me relief, for me to pay my taxes. What's the purpose of the $5.2 million home? For me to do this. What's the purpose of you paying your car in full? Because of this. You see, there is purpose. Purpose eventually is to be happy, to be at peace, love, and joy. I don't wake up every day running after my provision. I don't have to wake up every day and running after another fish and another fish and another fish and another fish, right? You can have all the fish you want if you could just have the idea and you listen and say, oh, you fished all night, you put it on the wrong side of the boat, now let's do it again. Throw it on the other side of the boat. Okay, sometimes all you have to do is change something. It's change your script. It's changing your speech. Not here, there. Okay, sometimes that's all you need, just a little bit of a shift inside of you. Another insight. So the whole reality can change. We think that we have to work physically at something, trying to convince someone of something, trying to force someone, trying to send this and do this. No, sometimes all you need to do is just a little tweak, a little change in your speech or in your script. For example, if you say, well, I want to have clients, 10 clients every day, but if you're not following through and all of them are in my program, then you can have 10 clients and not win. And if you say all of them are in my program, then why don't you put the coin in their mouth? What are they saying? You've got to finish up the creative process. It's as if you're saying, well, I want to have a pistachio ice cream. Well, okay, fine. It's at the store. Oh, no, I want to have it in a cup. Oh, great. And I want to have this and this and this, and I see it in my hand. Okay, so you completed the whole creation process. You completed everything. You've got to see yourself with it in your hand. And as you complete it in the mind, it's going to be completed on the outside. That is why many people don't have what they want, because they're thinking, well, I've imagined it. All right, but did you imagine yourself with it? Did you go full circle to the point of you having it? Because if you didn't, whatever you stopped in the mind, it's going to stop on the outside. So we're the ones that are stopping or letting go or allowing, depending on how far we allow ourselves to extend the territory of our mind. So the more you become conscious and aware as to the abilities and what you can create in the mind, to that extent it's going to happen and go about in reality. So we want to be very specific when it comes to writing the script or intentions. I like to say that your intention is just like a fishing line. I want you to think of the universe as a big pond or lake or whatever, the biggest ocean in the world. And the universe is the biggest ocean and you're the fisherman. Your intention is the fishing line. Your intention has to contain the details and descriptive of everything you see in the mind. You have to have a full, complete creation to the point where you see yourself with the very thing you want and how that even makes you feel, right? Because the ultimatum is for you to feel relief. And you want to write everything you see to the point of, and this is how I feel, right? You want to fulfill the whole, what is it? And when a man and a woman come together, you want to fulfill the whole thing where they both feel relief. So you want to get to the bottom of the script where you say, and this is how I feel. Wow. Now, if there's anything else to add something else in there. If you feel as if it's not completed, if you feel as if, no, I don't want to make payments. All right, well, then go and change the script. That's the tweak. That's the thing you have to do there. Where? To the point, and how? To the point of where you feel complete relief. All right? Imagine if a partner would get up in the middle of the act and walk away. They wouldn't feel relief. There'd be a lot of frustration, anger, and all kinds of things. So you want to complete the act itself. Right? Your pistachio ice cream wouldn't be as tasty if you didn't add the fudge, if you didn't add the cherry on top and the whipped cream, and I don't know what else you can think about. And you add to the point of relief of all you can think about. Can you think of the best of the best? Why? Because in heaven you shouldn't be a victim and you shouldn't cut yourself short. But too often we are the victim of our own paradise. What's the use of paradise if I still feel like a victim? And is it truly paradise or heaven? So let's not take into heaven earth. Let's not take the problems from earth and bring them to heaven, because heaven doesn't care about that. We must go to heaven and create a heavenly creation and then bring that down to earth through persistence. So your intention is the fishing line, and make sure that it has the fruit or the fish contained within your script. And you see yourself with it, you have eaten it, you feel satisfied, and you talk about that. So that's being a good fisherman, right? You want to make sure that you have the fish, that you feed the 5,000 people, that everybody's satisfied, that you have left over. You want to see everything. You want to see how the fish was distributed, who ate it, how well satisfied they were, how much you have left over. And you say, well, this was really good, right? You want to see that detailed. You want to see that far. That's how far you want to allow yourself to see. Because if your vision is limited, your reality is going to be limited. As I said before, the body is the servant. It will follow as far as the mind had dictated it to go. If I say I need to buy whatever from the store, obviously I'm not going to go to the beach because I never seen that. I have never put myself there. But if I say I'm going to go to the store, as we do in the summer, I go to the store and buy this and buy that. I'm going to put it in the back of the truck, and then we're going to go to the beach. And then, okay, so you just seen yourself there. You've given the body the command. One of the things I could talk about is you have a leader and a follower within you. You're leading your body according to how far the mind goes. So your mind is the leader and the body is the follower. Your body will never, ever go before the mind. It can't. That is why we go first before the body. We create that imaginal act, and then the body goes, okay, well, I guess that's where you want me to go. And the body can't but follow. Another thing I like to say, and we can talk about procrastination and self-sabotage, which I'm probably going to talk in the next video. So I'm going to leave that for the next video. We're going to talk about procrastination and self-sabotage and how you can deal with those. But in essence, this is how you become the best fisherman or the best farmer, and how you reap a harvest, and how you can create quantum leap. Yes, you can also add in there the date. The date is deciding on the quantum leap. The date refers to when do I want to receive it. It's not about when can I achieve it, because I'm committed. I know I'm going to achieve it. I know my mind's at it. I made a decision. I'm disciplined. But the thing is, when I put a date, I'm telling the universe, I'm hungry and I would like to receive it by this time. I've got to be at a seminar on Sunday. I better have my banners on Friday. I tell the universe when I need it, because I want to be satisfied, right? What would satisfy me? If the banners came on Saturday and I would be gone, or on Friday, because I'll still be here, I'll pick them up and I'll have them on Sunday at my seminar. What satisfies me? I decide the day and the date and the time. That's how I manifest, the exact day and time. So that's where you want to be. That's where you want to get to, that kind of refinement. And you can get there, all right? You just have to allow to fully express yourself. We're going to talk about procrastination and self-sabotage in the next video. See you very soon.